My name is Michael Mastro. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Vastu Creations. Today, we're going to look at an updated chart for JD Vance, the vice president candidate, as his true birth time became known, which was 8:11 a.m. So when you look to the eastern horizon, when he was born, you would see the constellation associated with Leo rising at 4 degrees. First, we'll look and see how the planets are operating, then when they're operating during certain events in his life, and what could be done to strengthen the chart. So we have Sun ruling the chart, poorly placed in a challenging 12th house, and this really fits very well with him. It gives his purpose. First house has to do with purpose and health, taking on political leadership roles. But it is weak, and so his father was absent, and he had a difficult childhood, as shown in his book, Hillbilly Elegy, and the movie on Netflix as well. Then we have challenging moon. Moon is any multiconal sign in the 6th, 8th, or 12th can be challenging. Fortunately for him, it's not close to his rising sign degree, so it is fairly benign in the birth chart, but can cause some challenges from time to time in the transit chart. But it gives him wealth. Connects his wealth and status with his ability to separate from who he is and take on these political service-oriented roles. Then we have weak dispositor, old Mars. Mars is in old age, and it's sitting in a house that's ruled by Venus, and Venus is weak, so it can't be any stronger than Venus. So it rules the house of good fortune through his ambition and drive to be in political service. Then we have Mercury is ruling the house of wealth and status, stability in marriage, placed in the first house. And it's a little bit weak because Sun is weak. Can't be any stronger than Sun, which is the landlord or dispositor. It gives a fame and wealth through his communication abilities, his ability to write and speak, and legal ease. Then we have a very strong Jupiter, ruling the house of creativity, investments, children, and ability to communicate and write. So he wrote this book, and it is aspecting the 9th house of good fortune, the 11th house of income, and the first house of purpose. It gives him great intelligence as a Yale lawyer. Then we have weak placement, old Venus. Venus is close to the rising sign degree, rules the house of success. It's placed in the 12th house. So again, connecting this ability to separate from who he is and take on these political roles and become successful. Then we have weak dispositor, exalted Saturn. It is ruling the house of partnerships and connects partnerships with being in government service. Saturn is sitting in the house of success. Then we have challenging Rahu and Ketu at 10 degrees. This configuration, Ketu in the house of home and Rahu in the house of career, is always teaching someone to balance their work life and their home life. And fortunately for him, Rahu and Ketu are not close to his rising sign degree. So they're benign, not causing any issues in his chart. If we look at the timing of events, he graduated law school when Jupiter was very strong. Jupiter ruling the house of education. Then he got married in a Saturn period, or Saturn was very strong at that time. Saturn ruling the house of marriage. Came out with the book Hillbilly Elegy in 2016 during a Venus period. And Venus is sitting in the house of loss. So the book is really about, his growing up in a very difficult childhood. Then in 2016 through 19, he converted to Catholicism, where K2 was very active. K2 is, insights into spiritual experiences. Then in 22, he won the Senate race during a Rahu period. Rahu, giving desire to and ambition for career. And then in 23, he became a senator, and during a Mars period. Mars is bringing good fortune through government. And then in 2024, in July, he won the vice president on the ticket with Trump, during a Saturn period, and Saturn's in its own sign, which gives it a lot of strength. The sign of partnerships. In this case, he became the running mate. And then in 2011, at the date of the election, and November 5th, 2024, just kind of looking, Saturn period as well. Saturn is strong in its own sign. However, if you look at the transit chart on the left, you see the natal planet. The birth chart is the inner circle. The transit chart is the outer circle. You see K2 with a full affliction to Mercury, and Mercury is, ruling the house of status. So there could be, some bumps there for that. It may not be totally easy. And then also you have Moon at the transiting at the rising sign degree, afflicting the 5th house and the 11th house of income and fulfilling desires. What could be done to strengthen the chart? Well, he's already doing a lot of service work, which would transform Moon, Rahu, and K2. And then the rest of the planets could be strengthened with my favorite remedy, a kavash, which is a silver locket containing the Devata yantras and mantras for his benefic planets. If you'd like to get a kavash or learn Vedic astrology or get a reading, you can go to vastucreations.com. Thank you so much for listening.